Hello folks, Reloading Bench back with you once again, and this is a great way to end 2024. I'm going to call this score, this local score. And I published recently a few videos on cost to reload. I think I compared 9mm costs, which people seem to go there's two extremes. One camp that agrees, and another camp that says, "What about the cost of all your equipment and your time and blah blah blah?" And for that, I talk about hobby time. Do you, when you're making something, do you justify the cost of your saw by each cut you make to keep track of your equipment costs? Probably not. But people obsess on that in the reloading community on, yeah, but what about the cost of your equipment and your time? So, what about the time to drive to the local store, your gas, the wear and tear on the car, all that stuff. So I tend to write that off, and I was trying to be as level and equal as possible by not including tax, shipping, hazmat, but people still get triggered, so I'm sure this will trigger folks as well when I do my secondary market bullet pickup. So found somebody. So we've got two piles here, essentially, the freebie pile and the pile of things that I purchased. So this particular person who's moving out of state, getting rid of stuff, probably doesn't want to take this anymore. These two boxes of 762 by 39 123 grain Z-Max 500 each box. These haven't been made in I want to say 5-10 years because the zombie apocalypse, the zombie-geddon is no longer a big deal. So everything zombie related, the whole marketing pitch is kind of had its run, its 15 minutes of fame per se. So this is essentially a varmint, a VMAX bullet with a green tip. The green tip not being steel tip, the green tip just being a coating. So again, a whole marketing pitch. And again, I don't know if that is a plastic tip, but it's the same as the varmint, the VMAX bullet. And I'm seeing these, since they're no longer available. So the last price I saw online for the Z-Max was at a high of 171. I'll round up to 172 for 500. And as low as 129 for 500. So, that's anywhere from 26 cents to 34 cents. So we'll go with the lower, 26 cents. My cost per round was just under 20 cents. So a savings of, what was that, 30%-ish? Not bad. This one was the real savings. So this is 3 boxes of 45 ACP, 230 grain round nose, 500 each box, so 1,500 of those. And then 45 ACP 230 grain hollow point, 500 of those. So obviously the hollow points are more expensive. I priced everything by today's cost on Extreme's website, that it's essentially $75 per 500. And again, I'm not including any shipping costs, taxes, so my savings is even greater. But again, trying not to trigger folks with their argument perspective. So the Extremes right now on the website today is $75 per 500. So just this set alone would be $300 plus tax plus shipping. So it all adds up roughly, and again, the hollow points being more expensive, I priced it at all 230 grain round nose. Roughly for this pile of bullets, it would be 15 cents per bullet. My cost a little less than 10%. So again, 30% savings. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. And what I've seen take the biggest jump recently is 55 grain FMJ Full Metal Jacket bow tails. And these are Hornadies. This package is open. This one is not. There's Hornady's product number. And there's roughly 700 of these, and again, Hornady still sells these today. So you can get a box of 1,000, which would be the cheapest in terms of cost per bullet, for 175 bucks. I remember when I was picking 1,000 up for like 80 bucks. So these have doubled in price in the last few years. And Hornady is always a little bit more expensive because they're a bullet manufacturer, as opposed to, well, the other people who make them are bullet manufacturers too, but other names, you know, maybe tier B names. So at $175, again, no tax, no shipping, just the product cost. And I've seen it on sale for as low as $120, which is still more than 50% of what I used to pay for a comparable 55 grain Bowtail full metal jacket. So that puts it anywhere from 17 to 12 cents per bullet. And my cost with this pickup is coming in at just under 7 cents. So anything, you know, 6.89, 6.95, I'm rounding up. So that was the what I would call the cost score, the stuff I paid money for. And then the gentleman threw in some extras. I don't even know what these are. I'll have to size them. They look like they're 30 cal, but again, I'll size them. He had lots of brass. This is 9mm brass, uncleaned. This was a bag of 223 uncleaned. And what I think I'll do is make a video of this, separate video on, you know, what I do, because somebody actually pointed that out in my cost to reload 9mm. They said, what about cleaning your brass? And I'm going to show you how not time-consuming my method for cleaning brass is. And you've seen on, you know, many years ago, I've done a dry tumbling video as well as a stainless steel pins video. The stainless gets them cleaner, better, pockets, everything, but it's messier and it's more time-consuming. I'll dry tumble these, so I'll probably do a before video and an after video so you can see, you know, what the process actually looks like. With my tumbler that's right there in the corner of my bench. Maybe I'll swing the camera over after I'm done here. And then the last goodie, the last pickup, was this set. And I don't load, but he was giving them away, so you know, maybe it's a poker chip for somebody else. This is 9mm, 147 grain. My sweet spot is 115. My son likes 124. This is at the top of the pyramid for us. So I probably would not shoot these. Maybe, you know, we'll see. There's, you know, I don't remember how many are in here, but there's a bag of them. And I don't remember who the manufacturer was, but it's red. It's red coated. What's the coating called? I'm drawing a complete blank right now, so I'm sure somebody will let me know what an idiot I am and say it in the comments. But a powder coating. Boy, drew a way blank on that one. And I personally prefer. So even in 9mm, I have cast bullets, and as well as plated. My preference is the plated for 9mm. But as far as 45 goes, let me pull out, where do I have, where? Well, for 45, my go-to is a moly-coated lead bullet. And that keeps my Ed Brown very, very clean in terms of the barrel. I don't have fouling, no copper fouling. But, you know, I paid less for these 2,000 than I would pay for 1,500 of these. And I will order more of these because this is what I shoot. So these will not get reloaded, you know, immediately. I'll call them my backup. So when I run low on the moly, I'll bust out the copper. But that was a pretty cool score for end of year. And again, this is what I look for locally. People leaving, people getting out of reloading, people whatever. these are old. These are 5, 7, 10 years old. I don't know. I don't remember when Hornady was selling the Z-Max. It's been a while since the Zombie-Geddon was a big thing. But there's nothing wrong with these. In fact, these aren't even opened. So absolutely nothing wrong with new old stock. Same thing with the Extreme. Good to have on stock because, buying them today, this pile right here is $300 plus tax plus shipping. So you're probably closer to $400 plus the hollow point versus the round nose for what you've got stacked here. The brass, I don't really count the brass as a cost. People brought that up too on my reloading video. What about the cost of brass and range pickup? I don't really sort by head stamp. I'm not a match shooter. I'm just punching holes in paper and having fun. I'm trying to get as accurate as possible, but I don't do head stamp, segregation, identification, or whatever with any of my pistol or my rifle. I think the exception being the 416 Barrett. I only have 416 Barrett head stamped brass, but I'll call that the exception just due to the size of the caliber and the rarity of the brass, whereas 9mm and 223 is not rare by any means, and you find it all over the place at the range. So this was a great pickup for the end of the year, and it goes perfectly in line with how to save money reloading by going to the secondary market and avoiding the shipping tax, the hazmat, like for my particular state, the fees that are associated with having to have something delivered to a local shop because it can't be delivered to your door. I think bullets can still be delivered, but other components, like ammo, fully manufactured ammo cannot. So this was a nice way to save at the end of year, and feel free to throw in your comments. I'm sure somebody will have a perspective that is different than mine, and that's okay, because that's what makes this hobby so interesting and enjoyable. So not sure when this will get posted, maybe before the new year. So if it's before the new year, Happy New Year. If it's after the Happy New Year again. Later all.